Just before coming here, someone wrote a very short note to Emma, inquiring about the retreat, just tentatively finding out what are we going to be doing here. And there was one question: does Igor give Shaktipat? So Emma was like handling the kids, like taking them to school and shouting me, "Igor, do you give Shaktipat?" I need to reply to this letter. And I was also busy, like so many things to do, here. Tell them that Shaktipat is never given. It can only be stolen. As funny as it sounds, there's a lot of truth to that.
What is a Shaktipat?
Shaktipat is the direct transmission of grace. Shakti stands for power. Shakti is multidimensional. It's a term which we can talk about the whole retreat about. And Shakti stands for power, for everything that is, not everything that was, not everything that will be. It's that, it's the world and beyond. It's the spouse of Shiva. It's always one with Shiva. It's the power of self-awareness. Shakti is all there is, because Shakti is Shiva. It is Shiva in its dynamic form. Shiva is that pure silence, and Shakti is that pure dynamism. Shiva is the absolute silence. Shakti is absolute dynamism. So Shaktipat is the transmission of grace. And there are a variety of different degrees of grace and the intensity of grace. We mentioned that yesterday. And the superior, or the supreme, medium and inferior. And then there are 9 more in addition, because there is supreme, supreme, supreme medium, supreme inferior, and so it goes. Medium, 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 supreme, medium, inferior. Likewise with the inferior. So in response to that, this is what I said, like, Emma, please write to that person very nicely, but say that, like, we don't serve Shaktipat here. We serve food, but not Shaktipat. So I don't give it. But you can take it if you can. If you have the guts, if you can take it. It's yours. It's been always like that. And it may sound arrogant. This is going to go on record and it will be out there. But that's how it is. Every sincere, dedicated student of consciousness sooner or later recognizes that and grabs it for herself, for himself. Takes it. Muktananda actually spoken about it. That all those examples, Kabir stolen Shaktipat from the Guru that didn't want to do anything with Kabir. He stolen the Shaktipat from him. He begged the guy, he was after him, day and night, please initiate me, I want to be your disciple. Hey, go to your tribe. The Guru was from the Hindu lineage and Kabir was born into a Muslim family. This was, of course, a test for the Guru, simple as that. And Kabir installed himself to sleep at the entrance to the Guru's hut. And one night, or one early morning, whatever, it was dark, the Guru was coming out, probably to take a wee, and tripped on Kabir and said some swear, like, but Kabir took it as a mantra. There we go. You don't want to talk to me? Now you talk to me. Even your swear is a blessing to me. And from there on, he sang glory of Kabir. Yeah. He sang the glory, Kabir sang the glory of his Guru. This is it. This is the dynamic. This is the dynamic. There are some amazing dynamics. So this is a typical example, a beautiful example to that. How when something is deeply wanted, it cannot be but given to you on the account that you will simply take it for yourself. When you recognize, when you think it's not yours, you may think this is a theft. It's not good. You may try to think, maybe I'll try to ask for it. But when you recognize it's yours, it belongs to you, you grab it with all your might. with all your being. You take it. In Tantric tradition, this is not uncommon. So this is why I said to him that, Igor doesn't give it, but you can have it if you can. You can take it, it's yours. Obviously not to take a mickey out of this person. I'm sure he came from a very, very nice place. Wanted to just know. And a lot of teachers out there, like there's a whole business of retreat. Shaktipat is being given. But as my teacher said, as the beloved Maharishi Mahesh Yogi said, that responsibility is not given. Shaktipat is a great responsibility. It's always taken. And it is always like that in life. Whether we are volunteer somewhere, whether we decide to help to someone, whether we offer our time, offer ourselves something, it is not because it's given to us. It is because we take it. We take that stand. So that's what I said at the beginning. On the horizontal plane, on the vertical plane, it applies. It's applicable in the same measure. So it is applicable to every interaction in life, but it's also applicable to that where the dynamic of spiritual necessity, of dynamics of necessity of recognition is being concerned, or is the concern, or is the regard. You simply recognize and you take what is rightfully yours. This is another take on Shaktipat, on the transmission of grace. Then it flows. It flows, it may even feel as it flows from point A to point B, but of course it happens beyond space and time. It's much, much more subtle dynamic. Otherwise it would not be grace. And then it's a subject to intensity. And there could be as many transmissions as one requires. This is another thing to be understood. Because people think, okay, I already had my Shaktipat 30 years ago. Like I hear that too. I already received Shaktipat. Oh, show it to me. Oh, it was somewhere here. So, in other words, the work continues. In other words, the work continues, the transmission continues. And in this tradition, in Tantric tradition, there's no kind of like pussyfooting about it. It's not flirting with it. The role of a teacher and the role of the preceptor is very clear here. Very clear. I really liked very much what the lady who runs Rama, Guru Jagat, she has spiritual name, right? Asked at the gathering, you were not there, but Abhi was there. She asked during the gathering we had just a few days ago to elaborate within the context of the theme of the ascent of Shakti, descent of grace, the role of the teacher. Because it's not a popular theme. And I really welcomed that question, and she was very humble. And I was very humbled as well by her willingness to talk about it. It doesn't matter what we call this relationship. It's still, it defies the logic, it defies any law of human interaction, and it goes beyond, it transcends them all. This is why when I talk about it with Loyal Wan Li, he understands that as a teacher who's been given to the teaching for so many years, he understands this intimately. And he is lamenting that this relationship is not understood on the Western soil in this present time, in this present moment in time. It always takes awkward shapes and forms. Bound to, because there's no cultural container that to carry it through. Thank you. This is something that somehow we have to create literally that which, or recreate that which can somehow took very peculiar form. Because teacher-student relationship in the context of religious practice is non-existent. You know? The relationship with the priest is a very different one. You know, the priest is a holier than thou. Right? He's an intermediary, the man of God on this earth. But teacher is the one who doesn't beat about the bush and shows you direct way to yourself. As simple as that. And the sincere teacher is not even afraid of taking any extremes or any necessarily means to that. This also needs to be understood. This is the real dynamic. But this culture does not support this at the present. So this is also I wanted to mention, because the question about what is Shaktipat, we cannot talk about Shaktipat in abstract terms. And then the rest is, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. You find out for yourself. No? You found out for yourself.